We're Mercury, we're Mercury, we're Mercury. Hey all, we're excited because today is November 6th, 2020, and it is a wonderful day to be alive. When and where you may watch this and whatever alien dimension you may be, we're excited to be broadcasting straight to you. Not live, of course, because YouTube doesn't let us go live for some reason. We don't fit their guidelines. Wonder why. Anywho, we're here today to talk about love because we love love. And tomorrow we'll be marrying some wonderful friends of ours. Yes, that's right, marrying. We will be marrying them. That's right. And we're very excited because they have so much love. We have so much love for them, too. They are going to be on such an amazing journey together. We're very excited for them. Oh, love. You know, it's so wonderful in a time that seems to be fraught with constant negativity and hatred and civil war. We can still find love. We can still flourish and bloom in a world that tells us to be loveless and shallow and depressed all the time and depressed. And take your pills, you know, because they want everyone to take a lot of pills. Because if you're not numb to all of the truth, it just makes it a lot easier to understand truth when you're, you know, not high all the time. I mean, there is a reason there's an opioid epidemic. Wow, see, you know, you try not to be Debbie Downer for like 2 seconds, and you're already talking about opioid epidemics when you're trying to make a video about love. Needless to say, tomorrow we'll be keeping it a lot shorter and focused on actual love stuff. See, this is what happens to us sometimes. You know, we just start rambling and, you know, we're here for love. Like, that's the reason we do this. You know, we love just all beings so much. And we've loved all kinds of different beings, you know. And we think, especially given the fact that we're going to be marrying two people who've decided to now become a union. They both identify as male, but like, who really has to identify as anything if you don't want to? Okay, sorry. That was a soapboxy thing. Like, just, you do you. You want to be a dolphin, whatever. It's two dudes. You know, we love dudes too. Clearly, we're marrying one. Anyway. We're very odd. Do you ever just sit there talking to yourself like we are now, and you just think, gosh, you're weird. And then you say it out loud, and then it makes it really awkward for everyone who may or may not be watching. The 6 people. I think we're actually up to 7. Ah, whoa. Little Kiki also decided to join. So we have our guest host today, Little Kiki. Anyway, we're in our rose-colored glasses. We're doing our very best to talk about love because we love love so much. It's our pillar for being, you know. We don't exist without it, you know, and we love so much. You know, we just love everything so much. Even like our fineries. We love our fineries, you know? And, you know, we're not sure, 100% sure where all of these came from and if children were harmed in the making of them. But there should be labels if there were. Just saying. Because we do most of this purely because we want to help the children. We want to give the children a better life than what we had. And what we had, it's not that our parents and our families didn't try, but it doesn't help when the rest of the world is also messed up. So it's just, it's a whole big cycle of things. But the thing is none of it is our fault. Even the voting, none of it's our fault. You know, see, we're talking about love, and we're not even trying to report the news today. We're just, just trying to talk about love. We love our country. Yes, we do. Why do we love our country? Well, there's a lot of reasons. We haven't always loved our country. In fact, we went through a very dark period of time where we hated our country, and we hated police and street people. And then we realized that divide and conquer works any way you choose to divide yourselves into. And we choose to love all groups of people. It's just how we choose to be, how we want to be. We want to love all people and all mindsets. And so we had pigeonholed ourselves for a while into believing that this blue ideal, which, by the way, is founded on racism. Their original members are KKK members, Nazis. I mean, let's be real. There's a lot of Nazis in the Democratic Party. And then they just kind of, it's just real easy to say that someone else is, but then you have a picture with current running for president Joe Biden next to holding hands with his mentor, who happened to be a retired dragon something master thingy for the KKK. And then you go, it's interesting company you keep. It's really interesting when a mentor is a Klansman. So, right, hypocrisy. But we're talking about love today, not about hypocrisy. That was a previous video, which we did a very poor job about talking about hypocrisy, because hypocrisy is a big word, and we don't always, we don't always know when we're being hypocrites as well. But here's the thing, we do know we are hypocrites. And, that's just who we are. We hope that we would be better hypocrites than worse hypocrites that we've been starting to see and understand, the ones who suppress and oppress us. And they're blue, by the way. Handmaid's Tale, also blue. You have to understand there's a lot of suppression in the blue. It's the reason why it's a blue. Sad. And we're not saying the red is good. Red can be angry and volatile. It can also be love, though, right? Red is a symbol of love. To some. To others, not so much. But it can be a symbol of love. And that's kind of what we're trying to expand, is even though, because we grew up red, and then we were Mercury. And so then we went blue for a little while. And then we were like, maybe we're a little bit more purple. And purple is still our favorite color. But we're leaned a little more red this year. Only because the blue has gotten really, really blue. Like blue steel hardcore kind of you know. And so we're trying to be more loving. That's what this video is about love. Trying to just talk about love and not talk about everything else that's haunting us, because we love love so much and we don't want it to be an all-consuming thing that we only ever talk about trafficking. And one of these days we'll be able to get through a whole video without talking about it. Probably not. But this is why we chose to vote red. If you are uninformed on why trafficking in particular is such a big issue and why we should love those children, you know, do some research on pedophilia, on Jeffrey Epstein, on Pizzagate. And we don't mean a Google search, because Google is involved. And they'll probably kill us all for even saying it, but maybe because we're doing it in a comedic fashion, they'll at least just hang me. So, or spontaneously combust. Here, that's an option now too. You just disagree, just blow up. For no reason. Yeah, that's what we have to look forward to in a 2020 Biden world. Well, 2021, really. Oh, anyway, so this is about love, and we're so excited that our friends are gonna have their wedding tomorrow. It's gonna be so beautiful. It's gonna be small and intimate because, you know, people are terrified of flying to New York. Understandably. It's a little, you know, but it's not so bad. Like, it's all a bunch of, like, some of the things that, like, our governor and mayor, who are criminals. Like, let's be 100%. We're run, so remember how in Batman, Gotham was run by criminals? Penguin was the mayor for a while. Like, we don't know if you've watched any kind of superheroes, but more than likely, if you're living in 2020 and you're over the age of, let's say 7, sure, why not? You've probably seen at least one superhero movie. So you always know that bad guys can hold high political offices, even president, you know? And you've thought so, some of you. And then some of you have not, because, like, we know some of you have already. We're just talking to some of those people who aren't quite there yet. You know, we don't gotta talk to you. Love is love, guys. You know about all the bad stuff. But it's wonderful that we're gonna get a moment to share some love tomorrow and actually just focus on that. We promised that we're not gonna talk about, this is part of why we're doing this today, you know, and talking about love, so that when we actually have to talk about love in front of other people, it doesn't get political, because it's kind of hard in a civil war. And, you know, in the battle of good versus evil kind of thing, and, you know, aliens and demons and but we still love all beings, specifically the children, which we think is going to be the linchpin for a lot of people, is when they find out about all of the children involved in this, the children that we ignored, some that we knew about, some that we've left about, you know, forgotten. It's like, when do you finally take action, right? When do you finally take action? You know, and help the children. Because we're desperate to help the children. We want every single person to understand why it is so important to help our children. But we can't force anyone. We can't, I mean, how do you force someone to know something? You know, people are always, there's a reason the joke about denial, you know. the stages of grief are hard. You know, we have to grieve so many things. You know, love oftentimes teaches us how to grieve, because it's only once you lose something do you really understand how much you love something. Like freedom. We don't realize how close we are to losing that freedom. You know, we're still sitting here with rose-colored glasses on, pretending like it's all going to be okay. But how do we know it's all going to be okay? We know for sure one of these people is a supervillain from a superhero movie. And we believe the other one, at least for now, is not a supervillain. Could possibly be, but we're really hoping that, like, because we have seen him do some other good things that have not been reported on, by the way. I mean, it's by some people, but just not by, like, the main people who, I mean, but the Illuminati run the TVs and the movies and stuff like that, so it's not like, you know, like they would actually air truth. They've been exacerbating and lying for literally, how long has media been a thing? There's a reason it's called media and not Weedia. Hello, a YouTube instead of a WeTube, an iPhone instead of a Wii phone. You know, if something's designed to connect you, then it wouldn't try to separate you in the get-go and make you an individual. It's part of why we're a we, because we are trying to love more of ourselves all the time. We don't love every part of ourselves, let's be honest. We're really trying, you know. But we're probably not trying as hard as we could, but at the same time, it's the apocalypse, like, constantly every day, and that's tiring. Sometimes you just need to veg out, you know, and not be thinking about the apocalypse all day, every day. And finding all the hidden clues in the TV programming that, like, you didn't have to find more clues. You already knew. It's bad. It's all really bad. But we're still hopeful. We're still hopeful. We're still full of hope and love. Because, oh, wow, this video is about love. You know, one of these days when we learn how to edit, it's going to be amazing. We're going to have all these, like, nuggets. We're going to be like Oprah. With our nuggets of wisdom, with all our ranting stuff cut out. Doesn't make any sense. Or does it? That doesn't make any sense. It's whatever. I mean, so far we've only had like 7 people looking at this, you know, so, you know, until you care a little more and you share a little more, we're just gonna kind of keep being gorgeous, try a little less hard, and see what happens. At least we're doing something, because when we try too hard, nothing gets done. I mean, we literally want to start a project, a program to help children, specifically those, because we love children so much, and in a good kind of love, like, in, because this is what makes it so, it's like they've almost made it to where when you say you love children, you feel wrong for saying that, because they've perverted the love so much. They've perverted so much. Anyway, we're trying to focus again on love, right? On helping others, for being there for others, trying to do something for others, you know, to make, you know, it's selfish, to be honest. It's very selfish. Our favorite times in our lives, now granted, love as a whole, because we came to New York, and we loved New York for a while, but we don't love it as much now, given current circumstances and how we should have paid closer attention to who was in charge. Why our mob is running our state. Yeah. It's really depressing on the day we talk about love. Doing real good, Mercury. Real good. Way to make people feel happy. Woo! So love. We love all people, and we think it's really amazing that two people can get married still. But under socialism and communism, probably not so much. We said we were going to be talking about love. Even with rose-colored glasses on, we still don't know how to love all of ourselves and our rambling selves who just, when they have something they want to say, they just kind of spit it out. When we have something to say, yeah, right. What can you do when you're a we? Especially when you're weeing by yourself. We know there are other people. We just haven't found our other wees. I mean, we have found our other wees. It's just not everyone knows they're a we until we tell them. You have to remind. It sounds kind of weesist, because it's like we have to remind them that they're a we. But like, I guess it goes kind of in the reverse way, because it's not like, we're not reminding anyone they're black, like separating them from us, because we are a white being at this particular time, at least. Granted, we've at least been ginger for a lot of lifetimes, so it's more than likely we've been pretty white for a while. Anyway, what were we saying? Oh yeah. Hypocrisy. Oh, no. No, we already did that. Love is love. Love is love. And we still love even beings who have kicked us out of their homes and who have, banned us from our homes, banned us from social media. Well, we don't love those. We don't love them, do we? We were going to say, we don't. But, we also don't hate them. Like Mark Zuckerberg and Jim Bezos and some of those other people. We don't hate them. We would like them to stop hurting children, enabling pedophilia, continuing the cycle. The news media also continuing the cycle. We don't know who all is involved. We are very sure a lot of Democrats are involved. Very sure. But we're also very sure there are probably maybe not just as many Republicans. We're going to try to be a little more optimistic on their side, but there are definitely some that are involved. I mean, look, sex scandals and scandals of crime are rampant on both sides. We were scammed by a former politician too, who was partnered with Amazon. Just saying. I'm pretty sure he was a Republican. See? So that's our point. We've been scammed by both sides. And we, as King President Mercury, we declared previously, for those who are new or the same, we're in charge now. We're telling you, no matter what happens, we're still going to love you. No matter what side you chose this time, which we did our best, but still didn't do a great job of letting you choose and learn on your own, because it's also like fate of humanity, but it's like also you have to let people figure it out on their own, because if they don't, they won't actually come to the conclusion. They'll just have, been led to it. That's the whole point. Like, you can't just tell people about aliens. They have to like just know it and feel it and have faith in it. It's like God. You have to have faith in it, or us. Spoiler. Anyway, this has been love. Sure, why not? Goodbye, all.